Computer, begin recording. Hello there, gamers! I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to another episode of Star Trek Resurgence here on Orange Ranger Plays. Last time, we met the two main factions in this dispute that we're trying to clear up here, the Hotari and the Elydians, and we're kind of grilled by their, main queen or overseer, whoever she is. And we kind of said that our allegiance, not our allegiance, but our sympathies, for lack of a better term. Go back to this door. Why, that is a big gun. I want to shoot that at some point. Our sympathies lie with the Hotari, which does fit with Jara's character because she is a Kobliad, and they were also oppressed by the Cardassians. Also, over with our other playable character, Petty Officer Carter Diaz, since they didn't seem to be allowing for any sort of a romantic relationship with Nilly, the Trill, we kissed Miranda, the girl that expressed interest in us, and we'll see where that goes. She was part of the crew that came down here to the planet, while he is staying up on the ship with Nilly to investigate Ambassador Spock's shuttle, and they found out that the Resolute won't be able to go to warp in this system either. I know these episodes have been running kind of long, but I realized there is something that I wanted to talk about from last time that I didn't get a chance to, and so before we get rolling into various people talking here and possibly triggering cutscenes and all sorts of whatever, I want to mention it, and I'll be kind of walking around this room just to give the screen something to be looking at here. What y'all talking about? Nothing, apparently. Okay. So we have seen Ambassador Spock here a couple of times. This, I believe, I could be wrong about this, and I did see that, well, yeah, that was an unofficial work, so, this, I believe, is the first time that Ambassador Spock has been portrayed, the older Prime Timeline Spock, the older one, distinguishing him from the one that was on Discovery and then Strange New Worlds, and the Prime Timeline one, distinguishing him from the movie Spock from the reboot films. The Prime Timeline TOS TNG Spock. The first time that character has been portrayed since the passing of Leonard Nimoy. Spock in this game is voiced by voice actor Peter Michael. I believe it is Peter. It is the Russian way of spelling Peter, P-I-O-T-R. So I believe that is still pronounced Peter, but if it is not, I apologize. I think he does a pretty good job capturing the raspiness but still regal elegance of Spock's voice.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on
it. There are times you can tell, but most of the time, it is believably Spock. So I wanted to get that mentioned. I was going to mention that after the briefing scene, but the game didn't give me much opportunity until now. Okay, let's start investigating things. We got a little water thing here. I think that's going to be the title of this episode. Appreciate water.
Soothing.
Riveting.
That was a great scene.
Okay. Appreciate water. What you doing, bud? Oh! Examine landscape.
Such rough terrain. No wonder the Hotari are so tough.
You're not gonna... You know... Are you even... Okay, he is moving just a little. Okay. I want to examine all the things before I talk to the people. And I saw that there was a banner up here. Inspect banner.
They seem proud of their culture.
Would they not
Pride
be?
can lead to rash action.
Is she saying that they can be a rash people because they hang banners? What? Okay. So, I don't know if this is going to matter, but there are 2 Hotaris and 1 Elydian I can talk to. Since I sided with the Hotari, I want to talk to the Elydian first.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Elydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Pushed me
As
to make
is
a
ours.
choice.
Of course, the question is, at what price?
Yeah.
Major Sarlet Arminta, Special Attaché,
Sarlet
Elydian Armed
Arminta.
Forces. Pleasure to meet you,
He seems
Commander.
nice enough.
I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our
Oh, yeah,
assumption
about
was
that.
that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least, that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
You sound skeptical.
Those seemed like 3 different versions of the same sentence.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've
I'm
talked to
sorry.
people who were there.
I'm sorry.
They tell a different story.
I'm sorry. I mean,
They
I guess
say
there could
they're
be
lucky to
thousands
have
of mines
escaped
on
with their
Earth,
lives.
but like
That it was more than
thousands
just a
of
storm.
mines?
That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
That does help explain
You just
it.
answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
You tell me.
I don't know. It's science science. It's science science.
If
the
you'll
door open.
excuse me, Commander Ryder.
Does that mean I can't talk to the other ones? Did I have to make a choice? Don't make that a choice. Okay, no, it wasn't. The door opened and he walked away. Groovy. Okay. See, this is... Tylus is the one that met us when we came in, and she seems nice, and I like her. So let's talk with Sidron first.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari.
I'm not siding with
I
you.
knew the Federation would see through the Elydians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
I will keep that in mind.
I'm sorry you didn't like that, but I have to be neutral.
I assume you were there, the day the mines were seized from the Elydians.
Not seized. Reclaimed. And
Reclaim?
restored to their rightful owners.
Did you ever
Yes,
run them to
I was
begin with?
there.
The Elydians say that
We had to be decisive.
they set that all up.
Before the Elydians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Were the Hotari miners armed during the revolt? I'm just trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Elydians, then yes.
No, I mean, did you have
Which
weapons?
doesn't really answer my question.
Did you have weapons?
We had them vastly overwhelmed
Have
from
weapon.
the start.
That doesn't answer it either.
They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome.
Asshole, did you have weapon?
Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illyrians might have
it's
in store.
not. Not even close.
Or is that not true?
The Resolute can
Maybe
hold
I've
its own.
misjudged it.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Door opens again.
General, a pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
I love how they're all being real nice to me. Oh, are you just gonna...
Commander, if I could have a quick word with you.
Of course.
I was gonna come talk to
I'm
you
encouraged
anyway.
to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with the Illyrian. I'm sure they're painting themselves as the victims.
The Illyrians are under the impression the Hotari are somehow the cause of the Ion Storm.
Which I'm sure they attribute to our lack of experience or sheer inferiority.
No.
But we are as much the victims of this horrific storm as they are. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand.
Do
We
you?
see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices
I don't know if you
risen
have the
up.
upper hand in this case.
Voices shouted
Yeah,
down.
there's a storm, but...
Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes.
National?
They have the Queen's ear.
Or like world
Better or
heroes?
worse, depending on your perspective.
They're against peace?
I take it they're against a negotiated peace with the Illyrians.
Heroes tend to want more of what made them heroic.
That's a
If it
great
were up to them,
line.
they'd wage all-out war.
Heroes
bring
tend to
ruin upon
want
us
more
all.
of what makes them heroic.
My fear has been that the Illyrians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid.
Why are you bobbing like you're in
Don't know
water?
what they're afraid of. It's still the same
And she's
bluster and
breathing,
bravado you would
but-
expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the Ion Storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Illyrians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference.
Makes sense. And now you need to go back in there.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization.
That's shady.
They've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
That's super shady.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Probably should go take a
Inquiries,
look at
but
that.
Everyone pretends it doesn't exist. Strongly suspect they're hiding
Why would they
something.
do that?
Why would they do that?
I don't know. But that's what concerns me. Whatever they're hiding, it can't be good.
Probably
How can we know?
pudding. Oh, nice mask.
I'd better see what's happening.
Okay, bye.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding?
No, but maybe you can.
I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Just open it and point it at it.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our
We
meeting
got
again.
somebody on the inside. Report your findings to Captain Solano. He's in there. I don't think this guard. Oh, okay. Watermelon.
Well, that was a disaster.
What
Cool.
happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Illidians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
I'd say. I gave that lady a tricorder. I gave that lady a tricorder. Hi, engineering.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
Hitting triangle,
It's
sir.
happening again.
Warp failed. Well,
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears
yeah,
to
the
be
problem is
fabric of
space. Something's weird about the space around
Space
here.
itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it or can't sustain it.
Yeah, this is what I
However
was gonna say
improbable,
when
that
there was
appears
like,
to be
we
the
can't
case.
leave the system.
We need
We
to
have
know.
impulse engines.
Oh, couldn't we slow-boat it out of here at impulse speed?
It may come to that, but we don't know how far this warp dead zone extends. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clearer picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Okay. Around the ship. That means I'm gonna need a shuttle. The scientific method. I like these little episode titles. There's just too many of them.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance.
Oh, we're
roughly
flying with this
corresponding to
guy.
the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Shuttle! Fly the shuttle to your objective to complete a mission. Press R2 to fly forward, press L2 to fly backwards, R to turn, L to strafe. The storm will push your shuttle around. Stay focused to maintain your course. Forward, back. This is the way, alright. Okay. Pretty easy enough, basically. And it is pushing me a little.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce
R2 is
the warp
forward,
field
L2
collapse
is
after the
reverse.
first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr.
And I
Chovak.
steer
We'll
with
be
the
in
right
position
stick.
shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Showbox not so bad.
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him.
Yeah.
And, I've learned a lot working under him.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you. This new first officer
A
coming aboard.
political animal. Well, this is a fun ride. 3, 2.
This is far enough.
Okay. Transporting the first probe into position.
Transporting the first probe into position.
Okay, we got that subtitle twice, but sure. Oh, those probes from earlier. Hey.
Westbrook here. first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
You okay?
I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek.
Wow, she's in his
rejected
head.
my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive.
Yeah? She did the best thing for the ship.
There's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
Instead of you?
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
In
Test
other
is
words,
running.
no.
Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa.
Oh. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
Okay, let's go.
With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Let's go.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big
He already
picture.
said just because he's an engineering jockey now, that doesn't mean
Before
he's not.
Rydek showed up,
That's all he's gonna
Captain
be.
pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap.
Well, if you're asking, I think you're a people person. After all, here we are. Me, an enlisted officer. You, one of the senior staff. Talking like old buddies.
I should send Solano to talk to you.
Bring him on.
I'm sure you can handle him. You've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. And who knows?
Thing is, he's a
Solid
petty
jack of all
officer. He's an
departments like you
enlisted
could be
man.
commander-in-chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too. Of course, if you get an officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
You know, I'd be the best leader Starfleet ever had. Lower decks always have to fix all the problems command causes. Maybe I'd just save everybody some steps.
Well, don't forget about us little people when you're running things.
Of course not. You gotta remember where you came from.
He liked that. Cool. I kind of like this. Talking and but steering the ship at the same time.
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines.
I'm glad they don't make you stop right on the point. I thought since you had reverse that they'd be like, oh, you gotta come back to it.
Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Yeah, it seemed like it
Well, what about
grabbed
the
on the
scans?
ship almost.
Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
It'd help to triangulate if there were 3. Oh, so we have to locate interference peaks. Oh, there's one. Does it stay there? Okay, it does, yeah.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Yeah, I was doing that, yes. Ooh. Hello. What's all this then? What else do you want me to find? Oh, there we go. They go in a kind of
Hold
curve.
This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. An I don't know how they're doing it.
Why would they do that?
Nothing I've ever seen.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to
Why
help
didn't
these
that
people.
subtitle match the text?
Now we're getting
the
hit by some
words.
warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. Current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern.
This beam is causing the ion storm.
And this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. But one thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board.
You probably just got the
Solano
full
out.
briefing.
A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I
Spock
thought
is
the
very much
Illyrians
like
would be
that.
the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.
The whole, I
wasn't
noticed like
supposed to
3
be so
things during those
complicated.
negotiations, and this lines right up with it. The Illyrians knew something was off.
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Illyrians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
From everything we witnessed, I would say that is highly likely.
That's Spock's way of
What are
saying
they
no
afraid
duh.
of?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
That is, if she's not dead.
Why would Tylus help us? Go
Because she
behind her
wants
people's
to,
back?
you dumb shit.
It's a fair question, considering.
She's out of options, yeah.
She's worried that her people are being dragged into something that isn't going to end well for them. She's trying to save them.
Yep.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us?
What if it's
There
not
must
them?
be some motivation.
Hi, Madison.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
To learn more about us.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Illyrians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
That's what I
That
said.
is beyond even our
Listening is
capabilities.
logical.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illyrians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
Nope.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
There could be others involved in this.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
That,
Put her
oh,
through.
ooh, there she is. Hi.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
It's a gold console. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay.
Got it.
Whew, I almost didn't pull that off.
Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus,
Can we reconnect?
She's not transmitting.
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
We have to help her. Send another shuttle.
We're
Or
not
maybe...
doing anything yet. Not until we know more. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell
But
that
he
was.
liked that. He shot me down, but he liked that.
Tyler suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
Especially since you can't see any markings
We can
on
run
it.
a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Illyrians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would
I like
not
how they're
allow
like,
it.
the what?
After all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult
This artifact
position.
is proof.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Attaboy, Spock. Cowboy diplomacy.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes.
Record. See, there's
So
a
pull
there's
the
a
sensor
tractor
and
beam
engine ISOs from the
that
mailroom
already
when it
helps
sets
with
down.
docking.
Will do.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
And the console disappears.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even
Ooh,
do
she
about
is
it?
mad.
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
What do you say we eat some chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way.
Would that be hot or cold?
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
I didn't think you
2,
wanted to pull with me.
1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
You're being catty. You're being catty. That's the welding torch. Okay, why am I picking this up? Be professional.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Engineering school now?
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineer.
Come on, start pulling chips.
LS and L2, interesting. Oh, RS and R2? Oh, RS. I don't know if I can whoops! What is this gonna... Hey, what's that?
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
It looks like the console. Oh, there. Yeah. Shit. Hold still. That.
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium.
This substance is quantized.
It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only
I'm not even sure if quantized is a word.
On a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Well, let's point a cursor about it. Let's touch it. Smack him.
Wait.
Thank you.
Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
It means don't touch shit that you don't know about.
To deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
It does pose a threat.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle.
Nilly over here.
These crystals. Maybe
every opportunity.
Is more than we can handle with just
I wanted to see, and she was like, "No, you need to get with the redhead."
We could trigger a distress
call. Get with the redhead, and now they're getting catty with each other.
Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. If you
she was like, "What?"
Without getting in trouble.
I'll find a way.
Be very careful.
Look,
okay, stand back.
Okay, that's cool. I haven't even seen that. That's the first
lab.
time I've seen that on a Star Trek anything.
We'll get it
a little containment box
I'll let you know
that
when
beams
it's safely confined.
the thing into the box.
The last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core. Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us? Or it's because this is all happening so fast? But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Well, of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. When she's on duty, she's got to be on the lookout for danger.
Yep.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call on her own?
That's interesting.
That's going too far. Although, you didn't seem to think so.
You wanted me to get with her.
She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
We'll get through it.
Yep.
You, me, and Miranda too.
I would love that. All together. All three. Can we do that, like, as an actual thing? Symbols
Commander
and
Rydek
legends.
was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course. Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel.
Yeah, it's a console.
Possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
That's because it looks like
Federation
dirt that somebody
database
didn't
has
wipe up.
records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze.
I think that might be Spider-Man. That. Look at me. What?
99.2% match.
Got it.
The Takan Empire.
So, what are we looking at?
The design
boy.
and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Takan Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Takan technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
So...
Our knowledge of the Takan is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
I'm gonna say she's heard of them.
Actually, I've heard of the Takan.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's discovery of a Takan outpost.
Okay, I was hoping they were gonna do it.
Stardate 41386.4. The USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Takan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Unbreakable energy.
That was a, I believe, season
sense.
1 episode
What else is
of
there?
Next Generation.
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Let's find out. Oh, I want to find out about the Enterprise D, but no, let's find out about Portal.
Someone from the Takan Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Takan Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Takan outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away Team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the
They were
galaxy.
super duper advanced. Let's learn. Because really, I think the Enterprise is the least relevant piece of information.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so.
I don't think they're quite that big.
The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets,
growing off
was
the
considered
planet that
completely
way.
uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
Okay, the Ferengi ship. Starfleet restrictions. Oop.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
Yeah, everybody almost froze to death with the coldness of space leaking into the ship. Speaking of,
the technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Takan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Takan technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it...
yeah, but how did they figure out how to control it?
For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
I think she still wants to save Tylus, so...
There's only one way to find out. We need to see what's down there for ourselves.
I might be able to help with that. We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
Commander Rydek's right. We need to know what's down there, what the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against, and to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side. However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
So maybe we just don't let them know about it.
Blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau.
I love how I'm right on this game's wavelength.
Assuming you're up to the task.
Pardon me?
Require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll assemble an away team.
I'll get the away team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances, that would be the case. But given the sensitive nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone. I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection.
All right,
it's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality and aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Got?
Yes, sir. I'll do everything in my power to make sure no one knows I'm there.
Good. Of course, you'll have full support from the Resolute. And we'll make sure we take every precaution.
Every precaution.
Ooh. Spock likes me.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements.
The captain liked that, but other
Bridge to Captain
girl was
Solano.
Neutral about
the Elydians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
Uh-oh.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting.
Time to go.
In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime? Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible
be the grand showman
Agreed.
and provide
we'll
a
hail
nice
the Queen's delegation from my
distraction.
ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
Okay, bye. Do you want to do covert ops? Go on a secret mission now? We're gonna fly down to the moon right now and see what's going on. going on? Holy cow! We don't know what is out down there. Some kind of console. We'll have to break it with the sledgehammer. Okay. Lost
Petty
and
Officers
found.
Diaz and Edsolar, where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle?
In the containment lab?
Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Yeah. Her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Diaz to Maris.
Maris. I called her Miranda at one point.
Carter Diaz to Miranda Maris.
Oh, it is Miranda.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
Maybe it took control
She's still
of her.
on the ship. She has to be.
Computer locate.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Why? I do like Nilly is a little bit of a hoverer. Oh, it's dark and spooky in here. Oh, she's bad. Maybe she's Section 31. Ooh, Starfleet spy. Oh. Of course, if she was, then she'd have a way of not having the computer locator. Oh, we have to go looking. We have to go looking. That could have been a good place to stop, but I'm looking.
Someone improperly pulled these isolinear chips?
Oh, I don't think it was improperly. I think they did it on purpose. Wow, that's tall. Considering what computers are in the time of Starfleet, the sheer processing power of this much computing has got to be ridiculous. Okay, can we go in here? Nope. Oh, there's chips on the floor. She was really quick to help us.
Who did this?
She did. Why she did is the question. Maybe she never came back from the planet. Could be a changeling. Could be a changeling. Okay, looking at the ladder. Enter silently. No, don't let her know we're here. Oh, okay. So, like, I want to keep investigating. Okay, that's something we have in this box. This is tense. I like this. What are we up to? More... Is that more isolinear chips on the floor? Nope, just levels. Just... That's more isolinear chips on the floor. What you doing, honey?
What the...
Hey, hun.
Oh, it's just you. I'm busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
What's the matter? Were you worried it was gonna be someone else?
No. I mean, I'm glad it's you. But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
What exactly were you doing in here? I saw you accessing files. copying them onto that?
This is secure data. It's really not my place to talk about it.
They forget periods
Look,
sometimes.
I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine. You worry too much. We're on a starship. Nothing's gonna happen to me here.
Are you in trouble?
Miranda, you can be honest with me. Are you in some kind of trouble? Commander Westbrook said the crystals you took never made it to the containment lab.
Will you drop it? I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
This just ain't a relationship thing. This is a start. It's like, why did I have...
I'm getting some very mixed signals from you right now.
You want to just do it right here?
I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now.
Yeah, you're in, like, somebody's
Just
got you by the
Tuvok or
short and
whoever, I
hairies.
don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business.
That's not,
I know
no.
we have some things to figure out. I don't have time to stand around and debate with you. Not right now.
You're hiding something.
I don't know what it is, but you're hiding something. What's in that storage drive?
I told you, it's secure data. So drop it.
Miranda, hold on.
No. Get out of my way.
I don't think you're that strong.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
She attacked me.
That's ridiculous.
And tried to get away with this. She was copying data onto it. I caught her in the act.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation.
Oh, come on.
And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Where are the crystals then?
Even if that was true, it still doesn't answer what happened to the crystal formation that she took. And she isn't helping.
I can't tell you what I don't know. I brought them where they belonged, and that's where I left them.
You didn't say that before.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security.
She is
can
security.
Explain herself in the brig.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record.
No, you don't have to put it on anyone's
maybe
permanent
you're
record
feeling
anyway.
out of sorts, and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out.
Yeah, I haven't felt
Oh,
right
I
since
think
came
they're
back from
both in on
Otari.
it, maybe.
I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first.
The
what
doctor
I know
can.
is this is a security breach.
The doctor can
and we
examine
should
her in the
treat it as
brig.
such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
She did
No.
have a bumpy ride back on the shuttle.
No, no, no.
This is Petty Officer Diaz. I need a security team to Deck 5.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't have to go on her permanent record. We're just holding her in containment until we figure out what's going on. And once again, we're at the hour mark. Wow, these might be hour-long episodes. I mean, episodes of Star Trek are an hour, so... I love walking at that door like you know it's gonna open. And then it's already closed. And it looks like she walked out of the side of the shuttle instead of the back. Okay, bye! Again! Find Tylus. Well, that's gonna have to happen next time because we're once again at about the hour mark, and that is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Star Trek Resurgence here on Orange Ranger Plays. I greatly appreciate you all watching as we start off this new Let's Play series. This is the end of the first recording session, I will say. I appreciate you all watching so much and giving this one a chance as well. Down in the comments below, let me know what you think of the series so far, and hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you're enjoying it. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, get those numbers up towards monetization, and set up your notifications by ringing the bell so you get notified of whenever new episodes of Star Trek Resurgence are posted on this channel. And if you would like to lend any financial support to this channel at all, or give, as the case may be, you can check me out on Patreon, you can check me out on Ko-fi, and you can check me out on Teespring. Until next time, gamers, live long and prosper, and may the power protect you.